what's up? How y'all doing? TK Profit back from Profit Takers. We are about to hop on for the top of the week to check out the news. And after we check out the news and figure out where the volatility is for the week, we will look for trade setups. So let's go ahead and look in the trading view and figure out where we'll get started today. So, where we go? I forgot how to work our system. Okay. So on the news, I took a look at the economic calendar, and the only thing that we have for tomorrow is USD. So let's take a look at what's going on with the USD crosses to see if we can find some potential setups. Now we already took, I believe, a Euro USD sale, and we also took a US 30 buy. This US 30 buy was pretty nice. So let me actually pull this one up from my profile. I want to show you guys where I sent this exact entry out. So I called this trade from the lows. Let me show you how low we got it. So I called this US 30 sale from the lows. What I was taking a look at was this area on the daily. Last week, I talked about bullish divergence and price possibly creating lower lows and where we should enter. This was the execution of that entry. So let me play it to show you exactly what happened after we got in. Boom, this thing took off and we went up 700 pips in a couple of hours on that US 30 trade setup. So now we just retested the highs. One thing that happened, Taylor, what's up? How you doing? One thing that happened at the lows that we got to keep in mind. KO, what up? We have to keep in mind this thing right here on the hourly time frame. So this pattern is considered a inverse head and shoulders pattern. Normally when you see those happen at the bottom of price, you'll get a reversal. Okay, so that's why we're up on this trade setup right now. Now normally when those patterns are formed in the market will pull back to retest those patterns and then continue moving up. So first thing that we're gonna do is move a few of these trade setups underneath this area right here, because with price pulling all the way back to our original entry, I would much rather take profit on some of these setups than to let price pull all the way back. Yeah, no problem, KO. Melissa, you okay over there on YouTube? Got some Tourette's going on with these emojis. We got a safe policy with the community. You gotta be nice over there. Fix your face. All right, so right here, this is the area that we're gonna set our alerts on. If we get a break towards the lows, what we wanna do is protect this trade setup like I said, so we don't get clipped. Now, if price drops to retest this right shoulder at the lows like I spoke about, and price holds, what we will see is a continuation to break above the trend. No, you a dumb. Melissa, bless your heart, okay? If you gotta hop on somebody's live session and insult them, that means you got a really troubling thing going on in your life, and I hope everything works out for you. I love you, okay? If you ain't heard it lately. But yeah, you'd be great. But yeah, so back to business. So now we got that set up on US 30. Let's go somewhere else. We want to look at the rest of these US pairs. Let's start with gold. Gold broke above the highs last week, which was really nice. Really nice. Now, one thing that I want you guys to pay attention right here on this 1 hour time frame is that we got we got, how do you block people on YouTube? We got our RSI over here creating, damn, hold on a second. Over here watching this nonsense Melissa typing. We got RSI creating lower highs, okay? This is called bearish divergence. You see this? Down here, RSI is creating lower highs. But right here in price from this same area, you're creating higher highs. Normally when this is happening, this is letting you know that a setup, well, that the trend that you are currently looking at has a huge possibility of turning around, okay? Let's see. Okay. Let me see. We got to give somebody, you know what? We're just going to close the chat on YouTube today. And if you guys want to send messages, hop on either Facebook or Instagram. Let me close this right quick. We don't got time for that negative stuff. All right, cool. All right, sorry about that, y'all. I had a little disturbance. All right, cool. So right here we go. We were talking about divergence. All right, so let me just say that again. Divergence is when you see your oscillator or the RSI creating a different trend than price is creating. So right now what we see is this RSI moving down while price is going up. So we're going to be patient. Where is my super suit? Let's be patient and wait to see what happens on gold. Just taking a look on the 1 hour time frame, we had a double top formed right here. Price pulled back to retest it with this candle. But the thing that you would really want to see when it comes to reversals playing out is your 200 EMA being a lot closer to price. So we don't want to overstep our boundaries on this. The only thing that we'll do is use our rectangle tools to trap price. Say something that is so funny. And just use our alerts. Now with this, you can stick to being more of a reactionary trader. So we talk about this every week. If you start making a hard bias on these trade setups and jumping in too soon, your chances of losing are extremely high. But if you just stick to the basics, trapping price and letting your indicators let you know which way price goes in, from there, we still don't jump into the trade setup. The way that we take advantage of it is waiting until price pulls back to retest that area, okay? And then we'll look for a long position with our stop loss slightly inside of this resistance area that was once broken, okay? Now, vice versa if price moves in the other direction. If price is consolidating and we get a break of these lows, we wait until we get a retest here. Put that stop loss slightly on the inside. And then from there, we trade it going in the opposite direction. So the same concept, no matter the direction. This is what I've been preaching to you guys, and this is exactly what I do to take these trade setups. And everybody that's been watching the lives, you've been seeing the results, okay? We've been catching some crazy wins. And this is one of them. So we took this Euro USD sale. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys the exact same thing. Let me go right here. Show you guys the exact same thing. So I was on this 15-minute time frame. I noticed price consolidating above this area. right here. And another thing, let me show you on this line chart to make it easy. Right here, this is where price broke beneath or broke that area of range. What I did was use what we call a limit order. When price gets to that level, it's gonna activate automatically without you actually being present in the market. It's a beautiful thing that you have the ability to do, so you can remove yourself from the anxiety that can occur when you're just sitting and staring at charts. Okay, that's why we're able to chart 1 hour a day and only trade 1 hour a day and still win the way we win. So this wick right here, pull back to retest that area, letting me into my trade setup. From there, we hit TP1 and TP2 on this setup. Win, 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 win. Yeah. So at this point, what we want to do is just set more alerts right here, because we got price consolidating the trading sideways again. Say something, that was the first time that happened. I think we handled that well. That's another win. Dang. They're still there. Okay. Oh man. Ooh wee. Good God, y'all. All right, so cool. We got you Euro USD trap. We're winning on those two setups. Let's go ahead and check out USD JPY. Boom. All right, cool. So the exact same thing happened here. We're looking at USD JPY at the lows. I'm showing you the same thing. Let me go to the line chart again. So we have consolidation right down here at the lows. That's cool. Look, all that hate in your heart, you're going to stay online and learn something. You're going to learn to love today. You're going to learn to win. Win, 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 win. Yeah. You're going to come over here like that. You ain't going to disturb our energy. All right, so we had that consolidation right here. This was where price broke out of that consolidated area. Got a couple sporadic moves. This was the retest. This is how our trade got activated. This thing moved to the upside, and we hit TP1 on USD JPY as well. Win, 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 win. Yeah. So you're gonna hear all these wins, okay? And maybe that'll lighten up your spirit. Give us some smoke. Let the smoke go. So at this point, again, we got that 200-day EMA right above price. Let's see what happened. Okay. We got this double bottom right here that was retested. Let's see. The only thing that we can do is trap price where we are right now and set alerts. Let this trade setup run. We go to a higher time frame. Yeah, that looks pretty legit. Yeah, so that's how we're gonna handle this right now. We can definitely move these trade setups to break even right here. And we are going to set those alerts. Dang. So that's USD JPY. Okay. Pound USD. So we actually missed the sell on this one and caught the sell on Euro USD. But it's okay. We got one. Let's go ahead and follow the same rules. Trap price. I'm not sure how that disappeared. Trap price. And we are going to set our alerts. It's a 4-hour time frame. Cool. before we close out on this one, we already had the trade set up, put together on the other one. Let me figure out exactly where price could go if it continues to move up and what we're looking at if we get a slight pullback. All right, cool. First thing we see on this weekly time frame is that this entire area is a key level. I want you guys to see something. It's a key level because all of the rejections that you have right here. You got weekly rejections above it using it as support. And then when price traveled underneath this area, let me go over here for the guys on YouTube. When price traveled underneath this area, it used it as resistance. Not only did it use it as resistance for these three candles, but it was resistance right here. And again, when you break above, it acted as support. So this is a really strong psychological level in the market. So we are going to call this our key level. Now we got price rejecting right here again. The next high on the weekly is this area right here, and it was never retested. So let's see what we got going on. If price breaks above this area, the next key level is here. As far as underneath this area right here, where we have all of these rejections, same concept. Price used this area as resistance when it was beneath it. When it broke above, it used it as support. So the market will let you know where all of the key levels of structure are. So this entire space right here. Now, this is the weekly time frame. So of course, we're going to dial down to the smaller time frame to figure this thing out. But just from looking at these higher time frames, you always got to keep this in mind before you start scalping, because the thing that happens to scalpers that I see the most is you either enter the scalp, you win the trade setup, and then it goes way past your target. Then you start fighting to get back in the trade and you forfeit the money that you made. Or you lost the trade setup and you didn't take it going in the opposite direction. So that's why we not only look at it from the higher time frame so we can see the major trend, but we identify these major levels so we know where price is most likely to go. Now, if we get a break above this area, this is where price is going. If price rejects right here, we will see a pullback of this area before that uptrend continues. So that's what we do to keep trading simple. Just pay attention to what's going on the higher time frame. I tell everybody all the time, trading is life. You want to see what's going to happen in your future? Take a look at the past, because these patterns repeat themselves over and over again. Okay? Over and over again. So if you want to make tomorrow better, start with a little joy today. Melissa. You can change it. We believe in you. Okay. Let's get this stuff out of the way. Now that's crazy. Check this out. So we got the 200-day EMA right in between these two zones that we just talked about right here. So let's see what happened in that news tomorrow. Okay. What? I think that's probably like the 618 or the 786. Let me check out this fib from this high on the weekly down to this low. Oh yeah, that's the 618 exactly. Okay. Yeah, let's see. We got some highs over here that need to get taken out on the daily. We also got this fair value gap, some people call imbalance, right at the 786. So with these things shaping up on the daily like this, the best bet again is to use these alerts. I want to see if price breaks above this key level right here. If it does, I don't want to take this buy until we get to the 786. With these relatively equal highs being over here, this indicates that we got liquidity above. Normally when traders believe that they're at an area of resistance, what they start doing is placing those stop losses all above that area. And on the institutional side of trading, the market can see all of those setups. They will reach above that area, grab those stop losses, and then make the move in the direction you intended without you in the trade setup. So to be safe, if we do get a rejection from this level, we're gonna wait until price is back under the 618 before we take a sell. That way we give it room to continue up to retest that 786 if that is the plan. So here we go. We're gonna let price tell us what's going on. US oil. All right, so we were also in this US oil sale. Price is consolidating. Boom. All right, cool. So price is consolidating. We already had these alerts set above. We already hit TP1, so that's another win. Win, 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 win. Yeah. At this point, like I said, we need to see how price is going to respond to this area of range. We could get another bounce. Let's see if that 200-day EMA is closer. All right, cool. So on the 3-hour time frame and the 2-hour time frame, that 200-day EMA is right at the top of our zone. This could be the push that we're waiting on to either continue this downtrend of US oil, or we're going to see that break above and it's going to continue to move up. So with this alert set, we'll know if we need to close these last couple positions in profit, because what we don't want to do is lose a winning trade holding on to hopes, or really battling yourself like, oh shit, my analytics told me this was gonna happen, so I'm gonna just stay in the trade until I lose. Nah, just let it go. That was a big problem of mine when I first started, desiring to be right versus just paying attention to what was right in front of me. So share that with you guys so you don't make the same mistake. US oil, we got that set. We already, okay, well that's it for tonight, man. We already got all the USD pairs set. I appreciate you guys for hopping on, man. We do this every week. The goal is to not run from the news, but do our homework before the news, identify the areas where there's manipulation in the market so we can take advantage of the news, okay? So appreciate you guys for tuning in. For those that want to start trading but you don't know where to begin, you guys can head to our website, ProfitTakersEU.com. We're going to show you how to place your trades and monitor your trades, not only on your live account, but your demo account, so you guys can trade risk-free. Where is that? You'll access that Trading Essentials bundle. You also get the free trial to our Mindset Series Structure Breaking. This is what will help you bring everything together, understanding your true power. We also have our 6-week journal to help you be more intentional with your words. On Amazon, we have a few books, 6 Steps to Trading with Consistent Results. This covers all of the concepts that we cover on YouTube and in our live sessions. And we have log books so you can log not only your trade setups, but your emotional state in the process of trading. We have merch as well, so you guys support the vision, support the dream, and to join the team, you can get that beginner bundle or upgrade to tier 2. But as always, you're only one trade away from living. Why fight to stay the same?